It's time for Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
What you're about to hear is not, I repeat, not an error.
It's the Wretched Radio mail call delivery bag Q&A infotainment nationwide extravaganza featuring your voicemails, correspondences, communiques, dispatches, memorandums, and missives.
Any special message for all the kids watching at home?
What we need right now is a clear message to the people of this country.
You have 1,200 messages.
It is a bit above average.
Now here's your host, Todd, freakishly tall Friel.
Order in the court.
This is Wretched Radio. I told you that was not operator error. It is a mailbag time, but you be the judge because all of the letters that you're about to hear have a bit of a dilemma in them, so I will share your correspondences sent to idea@wretchedradio.com. And Tony, you be the judge. These are some dilemmas. So so really, the program today is only going to be half an hour because we're doing two things at the same time as what we're doing. You can send ideas. Yeah. You can send comments, conundrums, or snarks to idea@wretchedradio.com. Idea@wretchedradio.com. Now let's get to it, shall we? This would be from Michael. Wow, what a world. What a world. Mr. Friel. So an obviously confused man comes to my, I've got to say the name of the business. To my kennel to board his pets. I couldn't work in a kennel. Can I just tell you that right now? I could not work in a kennel. I couldn't get any work done. I would have to stop and pet them and just stay with them all the time. Comfort them, of course. And by the way, I was reading an article about the psychology of dogs. What do dogs know and what do they not know? It would seem that they're far more emotional about separation from their leader of the pack than what we probably imagine. It's especially the first half hour, which is a bit of a bummer. I wish it were the last half hour, but they couldn't get upset because they don't know when you're coming home the last half hour. But apparently when you leave, they get really, really upset, which is why I couldn't work at a kennel. So an obviously confused man comes to my kennel to board his pets. Hey, come here. It's not because I like dogs or anything. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Okay. My dog was needing some comfort.
That's good radio.
So I put him in my lap is what I just did. Well, he was looking at me like he was needing some comfort. So a man comes to my kennel to board his pets. He has numerous gang tattoos and seems very bigoted toward black people. His dogs are named, get ready for this, Hitler and Gypsy. Oh, boy. He said he wanted to name the female dog Ava for Ava Braun, but it just didn't sound right to him. Terrific. And so
that didn't sound right to him.
So here's the question for you. Do you board the pooches? Do you take the guy's dollars? Do you let him go about his racist dog? Because here's the fellow's dilemma. You got to call the dog. Come here, Hitler. Come here. What's the other one called? Come here, Gypsy. And by the way, Michael pointed out to him, do you realize that Hitler actually killed or deported gypsies? Which, not that this guy would be a great historian, clearly, but so here's the dilemma. You run the kennel, Tony. You take the dollars and you board Hitler and Gypsy.
Sure, why not?
Because it would have.
They haven't done anything to deserve this.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to know the difference. They're dogs after all.
Whether they're boarded or not.
Yeah, that's correct. They're not going to know the difference. It's the guy. You take the money from the guy.
I do. I'll take all of his money.
All right, fine. Nazi.
You don't agree then?
Pardon me?
You're saying I knew we were going there.
Would I take the money? Yeah, I think I would do business. There's everybody that you work with is a sinner. And I just don't think that you're endorsing his Nazism. I don't think that you're affirming what Adolf Hitler did. You're taking the money. You could talk to him if you choose to or not use the dog's name. I certainly wouldn't write the names on the kennel. I would just, Bob Johnson's dog, something like that. But you work with a sinner every day. Whether you own a kennel, whether you work at the grocery store, everybody who comes through the line, you work with sinners all the time. A dilemma sent to idea@wretchedradio.com. Idea@wretchedradio.com. This is from Nathan. Ooh, this is a good one. This has happened. I stopped at a convenience store to make a purchase. However, just after swiping my card, must not be a very advanced convenience store.
What? No chippy whippy?
That's the chip. You know what? I had to return my credit card because they sent me the new chip card, and in the middle it actually had 666 in one of the numbers. So clearly, I knew what was going on there.
You know the number of the beast is actually 626, or was it
616? I think is what. Yeah, James says. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let's say that you get a credit card and 3 of the digits are 666. Should that bother you? No.
Or your license plate.
All right, there you go. In your license plate. No, it shouldn't. There's no power. We're not the religion of witchcraft and divination. If you believe that describes, whether it's 616, 666, it describes the Antichrist, that doesn't mean that you're driving the Antichrist mobile. It means you got a license plate with 666 on it. So I went in to make a purchase. However, after swiping my card, I noticed I was not charged the right price for an item I picked up. I owed another $2. I brought it to the clerk's attention, who, not wanting to hold up the line, told me I was fine. Just take the item and go. I said, "Are you sure? I owe more." He insisted, and I was on my way. I got to the car, and it dawned on me I may have been part of his sin of stealing from his employer. I plan on going back another time and requesting to pay the difference with another clerk. But this has led me to a question. In a situation like this, while I clearly missed an opportunity to insist more strongly on doing the right thing, am I guilty of a sin by accepting this deal? That is the dilemma. Tony, you're in the convenience store. Do you have one of those in your little town there? I think that's all you have in your little town, actually.
Can't swing a dead cat without hitting one.
All right, so they goofed up on the charge.
They're that convenient.
It was too little. Are you sinning when you know that they didn't charge you enough by walking out the door, even though the clerk says it's fine, go?
No.
You don't think so? I mean, you don't think so. I know it's the
choice.
Yeah, right. And you know that he's wrong. Okay, let me ask you a question.
I don't know that he's wrong.
Mr. Verkenis, let's say the clerk charged you too much, and the clerk goes, "Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it." Would you argue with the clerk? Yes.
I would, just like he did there.
Yeah, you would. You'd go, no, sorry, you overcharged me. Why? Because you had an interest. Aren't we just overlooking it because it benefited us, because we were able to save $2?
No, because the clerk overlooked it.
But you know about it. Look, if you didn't know about it.
Yeah, but it's the clerk who's the one who has to deal then with the repercussions, not you. If they overcharge me by $2, I say, do I want the $2? Yeah, probably. If you say to the clerk, you will undercharge me $2, he says, you know what? I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah.
Then if
and sin, so you don't have a problem with sinning. I got it, crystal clear to me. Now I would agree with that if the fellow were the owner, and he was giving me from his bounty. If the clerk is doing it, then I'm an accomplice to stealing, am I not? That it's knowledge is the issue. It's not his to give to me. I know. Now, let's just say you stop at a convenience store. You're on your way to the Creation Museum, which I actually am, by the way. And you are, let's say, okay, so now you're on your way. You're driving to the Creation Museum, and you stop at a convenience store someplace in Kentucky. You drive back home. You're going through your receipts. You're unpacking stuff. You're 200 miles away, and you notice, oh, wait a second. They didn't charge me. They forgot that Diet Mountain Dew that I had. I owe them $2.09. Do I think that the Christian needs to drive back to pay? No, I don't think so. It was an error, and I think that, but you know about it on the spot.
So it's only good if it's convenient and you know it right then.
No, I think that, you know what, if you wanted to send them $2.09 in the mail, you could do that. What I'm saying is to walk out the door knowing that you have been undercharged, knowing it would be stealing from the... If the boss were standing there, I'll bet, and he would go, no. He'd probably want his money, and rightly so. And it's not the clerk's right to give it. He doesn't have the authority to give away the store. Now, I guess you could ask the clerk, "Clerk, do you have the authority to do this?" Oh, you could ask him.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Most likely.
Managers say, I'm guessing there's a certain amount of leeway when it's under, there's just, those mistakes are understood that they're going to happen from time to time.
So you're willing to sin.
Yes, we are.
Based on speculation. Okay, I understand. That's fine. Nathan, you did the right thing. That's all. We're people above reproach. We got higher standards. We sometimes, you know what? I get it. I get it. It's like, save some money on that. I just think that we're called to something higher, unless you're Lutheran or Presbyterian. But other than that, then that's idea at wretchedradio.com. Look at the time, would you? Idea at wretchedradio.com. You be the mailbag judge. Next on Wretched Radio.
Thanks for listening to the Wretched segment du jour. If you'd like more Wretched, you can listen to the most current stream for free at wretched.tv/listen, or you can become a club member and listen to our entire archive. Wretched, reaching the lost, equipping the saints, and strengthening the local church.